What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Just got back from the theater, and man, I fucking love this movie, man. Like, let's get this out of the way. If you guys are wondering, which did I like more? Which did I like more between the original Black Panther from 2018 or Wakanda Forever? Honestly, I think I would give Wakanda Forever the slight edge. For me personally, nothing crazy. In fact, honestly, it wasn't it got the little bit of it, but I would not really say this is like in my top five favorite MCU movies currently. Even though this movie actually did make me cry, which has almost never happened. You guys, I think I mentioned this before in other videos, but I am not a very emotional person. Like, movies do not make me cry. Anime has gotten me like a couple of times. I think I've talked about those, but movies, nah, man, I'm stone faced. Titanic, nothing. Disney doesn't do anything for me, but God damn it, this movie got me. I was honestly, when I got to the scene where I cried at, which I'll talk more about in the spoiler discussion, I was honestly kind of annoyed. Because I'm like, God fucking damn it! I wasn't even, because I was like, God damn, I wasn't even that big of a fan of Chadwick. I wasn't even a fan of Chadwick like that. God damn, why am I crying? Damn, this soundtrack is too good! Which we'll talk more about the music in a bit, but yeah, Wakanda Forever. My prediction was right. Because I think I mentioned this in my reaction to the first trailer when that dropped. That I thought, damn, this movie's super emotional. This might actually make me cry, and it did. And it did, man. It did actually get me. Disney finally got my tears after years of trying. They finally got me, man. But um, because of course we know about this movie, and of course with Chadwick's passing and everything. I mentioned this on Twitter, but I think I might have mentioned this in one of the reactions I did to the trailers. But I honestly went into this movie with a complete separate set of expectations for this movie than I have for any other Marvel, because we knew first and foremost this movie was a tribute to Chadwick Boseman and an MCU movie second. And I thought it might as well, because I don't think I've talked about this on the channel. If not, I might have done it lightly when they announced Black Panther for a Marvel's Avengers. I thought I might as well talk about it here because it deals with Chadwick's death and everything. I think I might as well just talk about like what kind of happened with me when I found out the news. So I actually remember it quite clearly. It's like it was yesterday, weirdly enough. But whatever the day was, I don't remember when that was 2 years ago in 2020. But I was late. It was like around the mid-afternoon, like around coming at nighttime. I was doing homework. Decided to check Twitter. And that's when I found out. I saw Chadwick's tweet from his Twitter. And honestly, I had lost all motivation to finish my fucking homework that day because I was just so shocked finding out that he died. And I was just so, saddened by it too. I was just like, I don't even want to finish homework. And if you guys follow me on Twitter and my Instagram, you guys know I was tweeting a lot during this. I even tweeted out right after that. I posted a picture of the original logo for Black Panther, and I said I don't even want this movie anymore. And I also held a poll if you guys think they should recast T'Challa or have Shuri take over, because I was just like, I was kind of like in the middle of me being sad and shocked by it. I was also like, what the fuck is going to happen with the sequel? Because I was like, what happened to the sequel? Are they canceling it? Are they going to go forward? Are they recasting him? Is Shuri going to take over? My mind was going all over the place when his passing happened, especially when I found out that he died from colon cancer, I believe, because actually my granddad on my dad's side, who I called him Pops, I think because of the cereal, don't ask, I don't remember, also died from colon cancer as well back in '07. So that was kind of interesting to see that, find that out. But yeah, man. Honestly, with the whole recast T'Challa, thing on Twitter, honestly, I honestly held no hat in that race. I honestly didn't really care which way the MCU went. Although I will say I did lean more towards recasting him, mostly because obviously, with Chadwick's story, I wanted to see more of him because I love what we saw in the first movie, of course, with Infinity War and Endgame. I wanted to see Storm and T'Challa on the big screen, the MCU, which we were so close to getting it now. Of course, now they have the MCU. They now have the X-Men rights are back to them, and all that. We have that. And of course, everyone was complaining about like, oh, what about Namor and T'Challa, their rivalry? We're never gonna see it on the big screen and all that shit. I honestly lean more towards recast. Like I said, I didn't really particularly care. I was not going to. There was no hill I was going to die on for this battle, but I personally did not care which way they went. But I did lean more towards recasting it for the reasons that I mentioned. I mostly just because I just wanted to see T'Challa and Storm in the MCU. That's just me personally, which I don't know. But yeah, man. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into the movie. So, as always, the movie is directed by Ryan Coogler and stars uh, Tenchi Hirata. I have no idea to pronounce his name. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Latita Wright, Dominique Thorne, Angela Bassett, Mambel Candia, if I'm pronouncing that right, and of course Lupita Nyong'o and many more. And the plot of Wakanda Forever is Queen Ramonda, Shuri, Umbaku, Okoye, and Dora Milaje fight to protect their nation from the invading world powers in the wake of T'Challa's death. Now, first thing I gotta say I love of the movie is I love the opening. First off, I want to say this right now. If you guys are wondering where this movie takes place, and this takes place during the blip, and that's how Marvel got around Chadwick, etc., this takes place after Endgame, it does indeed take place after Endgame, because I saw people theorize this movie might take place during the blip, and that's how they get around Chadwick's death. But no, this takes place after Endgame. This takes place after Endgame. I loved it because obviously kind of like showed us how T'Challa died in this year, which I won't get into particulars for spoilery, but I thought that whole scene was beautifully shot and directed. I thought the whole sequence was amazing. I thought it was a great way to open the movie, and I love what they did with the Marvel logo. Now I'm pretty sure the version of the Marvel logo they used was the same one they used when ABC aired Black Panther, when it was just all Chadwick in the MCU. During the Marvel logo, it was just all scenes of T'Challa, but there's no music, there's nothing. It's just quiet, if not maybe some slight breathing, or which I thought was a nice touch. I thought that whole way how they handled T'Challa's death in this movie was brilliantly handled. The performances, of course, across the board were fucking phenomenal. Like I know I mentioned this in my reactions, and I predicted this, that I said that Angela Bassett and Latita Wright, were judging from the trailers, were fucking coming for those Oscars, and I can say they were, man. Jesus Christ, these two women give probably some of the best performances I've seen all year. Now, I say that, but I would still say I would give the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress to Elizabeth Olsen for Scarlet Witch in Multiverse of Madness, just because of how her performance is. I would give her the slight edge over like Angela Bassett, but if Angela Bassett is the only one of the two that gets nominated and she wins, you will hear no complaints from me, man. She was fucking brilliant in the movie, man. I absolutely loved her. Latita Wright also fucking phenomenal, man. Her performance is easily her best performance, man. And she was incredible, man. I absolutely loved her. The rest of the cats, of course, are fantastic. I love what they did with M'Baku. He doesn't have that much screen time, along with Nkoye. Neither of them have that much screen time, but whenever M'Baku is on screen, he always steals the show, man. I love what they did with M'Baku in Wakanda Forever. Now let's talk about Riri real quick, because you guys know that Riri is going to make her debut in the MCU in this movie. Now, you guys may remember, if you guys are longtime subscribers of the channel, you guys know that I mentioned my Endgame review that I thought, oh, Tony Stark has a daughter. I guess that makes Riri completely pointless. We're never going to see her in the MCU. Boy, was I wrong! I was also kind of surprised when they announced the Ironheart. So I'm like, wait, but Tony Stark has a daughter. She checks all the boxes Riri does. What? Well, minus, being black. Besides that, that's the only box she doesn't check off, but I was also kind of shocked. But honestly, you guys, and also if you guys are also long-time comic fans, you guys know that Riri is probably the most infamous of Marvel's diversity characters. Now, I was kind of curious to see how they were going to bring her in, how she was going to be portrayed, and just what was Riri's character going to be in this movie, given her history in the comics. And at least from my opinion, I haven't read that much of Riri's comics, if at all, man. I personally loved to reread the movie. I thought Dominique Thorne, if I'm pronouncing her name right, I thought she was great, man. I loved her performance, and I honestly really liked rereading the movie. I actually liked her a lot more than I thought I was, and I'm down, and I'm excited to see more of her in the movie. In her Disney Plus series, she's going to be getting next year, when it's supposed to come out. Next year is when that movie comes out. But yeah, man, she was great. I loved rereading the movie. I thought she was great presence. I thought her interactions with the rest of the cast was great, and yeah, I loved rereading the movie. I thought she was really good, man. I actually liked her a lot more than I thought I was. So yeah. Yeah, I would say they're in the process of, I guess, fixing Riri and probably making her a little bit more likable than how she was originally in the comics when Bendis was writing her when she was first introduced. But yeah, I liked Riri, but like I said, that's my opinion. I don't know what the greater internet is saying. Is everyone else in agreement to this? Everyone else hate her just as much as she was in the comics? I don't know, but for my opinion, I actually really like Riri, man. I'm actually looking forward to her series. Although I wish we got to see her deal with the icy problem when she built her suits. which we don't really see, although granted we could see that in the Disney Plus series. But honestly, if you ask me, I feel like it should be a rite of passage for every Iron person to deal with the icy problem and get around it. I feel that should be a rite of passage for anyone that dons the iron, for anyone that dons the armor man. That's just me in particular. Speaking of armor man, the costume design in this movie is fucking insane. Like, you guys, I don't know if they brought the same costume designer they brought back from the first movie came back for this movie, or they went with someone else who you guys know won an Oscar for the movie. But bro, there's Drip, and then there's Wakanda Forever, bro. Like, we already know about the new Black Panther suit, which looks incredible, man. I love the design of it. But then everyone else's just outfits are just filled to the brim with drip. Like, you've obviously seen the screenshots of Shorty with like that purple jacket she's got on. I love how I loved her hairstyle with the shorter hair. Looks great, man. But then you have other characters like, of course, with Ramonda. Her outfits look incredible, man. I love the color, especially the one in the opening that's more black and yellow, man. Oh my god, that suit, that dress looks absolutely spectacular, man. Seriously. If this movie doesn't win for best costume design, I will be shocked. I think it will. I think this one already has that one in the bag, and I kind of hope that Letitia Wright and Angela Bassett also get nominated for Oscars. I feel like out of all the comic movies that came out this year, I feel like Wakanda Forever, maybe the Batman, have the best shot of actually getting nominated for awards actually worth a damn. But we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm hoping. Like I said, Multiverse Man should be in the contest in there as well, but we know it's not going to get shit. Maybe CGI, but that's about it. Black Panther and I think the Batman are like the only ones that actually have a real shot. But yeah, man, I love the costume design of this movie. I already mentioned, like, I've talked to this with Emmanuel a couple times about Shorty's new outfit with the purple jacket and everything. It looks insane. A little bit also the tattoo she got on her hand. I also think that looks really cool, man. Seriously, the costume design of this entire movie is fucking insane, man. Like I said, there's drip and then there's Wakanda Forever, bro. This is drip on drip, But yeah, also the music. Oh my god, the music. Holy Jesus, this music. Oh my god. The soundtrack, once again, fucking slaps. I don't think Kendrick came back to produce a soundtrack for this movie like he did for the first one, but bro, this soundtrack's still full of bangers, and it was the reason why I started crying during one particular scene. But I love the music, the soundtrack from it, of course, a couple songs Rihanna did were also fantastic as well, but the actual score itself is also equally brilliant, man. Oh my god. I love the score for this movie, man. Both the sound, like the first movie, like the original Black Panther, both the score and the soundtrack are both incredible, man, and should be winning and should both get Oscars. But we'll have to wait and see on that front. Also, I really dug Namor. I thought he was a pretty good villain. I wouldn't say I liked him more than Killmonger. The first movie, I thought Namor was a great villain, and even though I'll talk a little bit more about that in my what I didn't like about the movie. But when we actually do see not Atlantis, but bro, it looks incredible, man. I love the design of the city. The CGI also looked really good. Not as good as Way of the Water, Avatar, but the CGI looked really good, man. Also, the action scenes. My God, bro, the action scenes in this movie are fantastic. If you have problems with the first movie and Ryan Coogler's directing of them, especially the last one because it was basically just ripped right out of Spider-Man 3, bro, the directing in this movie and also the cinematography are fucking insane, man. The action scenes were incredible, and this man knows how to use slow-mo at just the right moments, and oh my God, every time he does it, it's fucking insane, man. The slow-mo is, I haven't seen slow-mo that's good since Aquaman. And also Black Adam. Black Adam also had some really good CGI, slow-mo, but that was more because it was just reminding me of 300. But yeah, man, whenever Ryan Coogler does the slow-mo, it looks absolutely insane, man. And yeah, I think that's all I gotta say for pauses. The only thing I had a negative with, and this is more of like a minor grievance on me, but I've mentioned this in probably like past reactions to the trailers, but I don't really see what was the purpose of making Namor Mexican. Like, what was wrong with just keeping him Atlantean? I feel like this was only done just to differentiate him from Aquaman because DC beat Marvel to the punch first. Like I said, I don't really mind it. I love this design. I love this costume. And when we see not Atlantis, the city looks incredible, man. I love that scene. That was one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. And I thought the actor that plays him, I'm not going to try and butcher his name again, was fantastic as well. But honestly, I didn't see what was wrong with just keeping him Atlantean. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, But that's it. And also, I know a lot of people have been wondering about the runtime of this movie and if it dragged at all, because the movie's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. For me personally, it didn't drag. Honestly, I honestly forgot this movie was even 2 hours and 40 minutes. It did not feel like 2 hours and 40 minutes to me. You can argue that there were some slower parts of it, but I wouldn't say the movie ever really dragged, or I started to feel the runtime at. This movie went by Like that, man. At least to me, man. I was enthralled by this movie from start to finish. Now, give you guys my final verdict, and then we'll get into the spoilers discussion. So, overall, my final verdict for Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a 10 out of fucking 10, man. Like I said, love this movie. One of my all-time favorite MCU movies. Did like it a little bit more than the first movie. And yeah, now we will get into the spoilers discussion. So if you do not want to get spoiled, you do not want to know who was the new Black Panther, even though I'm sure all of you have already figured it out at this point, leave now. For everyone else, let's get it. So, first of all, eat shit, Twitter, because Latina Wright is your new Black Panther. Bro, I've kept my mouth shut about this for a while now because this shit's been annoying, but I didn't want to say nothing in case I ended up being wrong and sure he wasn't the new Black Panther and it ended up being like Nkoye or someone else. But bro, I am so fucking annoyed with people on Twitter. Because you guys have probably seen there's a lot of people that are on Latina Rice's ass for this movie. Mostly because she didn't want to take the vaccine for whatever reason. And I've seen people, now that I don't initially have a problem with. You want to criticize her for not taking the vaccine? That's your prerogative. But I be seeing motherfuckers act like they know Chadwick better than this woman, bro. And it's fucking sickening. And then you got other people like, oh, she's the reason for the production delays. She's the reason there was production issues. I'm like, no, she wasn't. The reason the movie had production issues was because she got injured on set. And then there was like made some travel restrictions as well. She didn't cause nothing. She got injured. Okay? And ended up taking the vaccine anyway, because I'm sure if she didn't, she wouldn't have been at Comic-Con. So, I swear to God, man, like the shit I've been seeing people say about this woman. And I'm glad to see that you got people like Chris Tuckman and Jeremy Johns praising her performance and praising her in this movie, which was good to see because I'm sick of, because I've been seeing the shit motherfuckers be saying about her on Twitter, being like, oh, Chadwick wouldn't have wanted this. I'm like, motherfucker, y'all don't know shit. Do you have access to a phone? Have you seen their text? No? Then shut the fuck up. Like I said, you want to criticize her for not taking the vaccine? That's your prerogative. But keep Chadwick out of your fucking mouth. Anyway, that's been annoying me for a couple months now, but I've kept my mouth shut just in case I ended up wrong. Now that I was right, suck dick, suck it, Twitter. But yeah, I love the scene. Then the scene where she actually starts to rebuild the heart-shaped herb. That was a scene that made me cry. It was almost like it was like a flip of the switch. Like as soon as she said, "And my brother's DNA," I'm like, and then boom, that's when I started crying. I'm like, God damn it! That's like, God damn, because I didn't think the movie would get me, and it ended up getting me. I was like, God damn it! But yeah, and the song they played there, man, oh my God, it's incredible, man. I don't know, and also, I don't know about y'all, but yo, I honestly thought they were gonna kill off Namor a couple times. Like when Shorty did the Wakanda Forever thing, and then the engines fire on his back. I'm like, hey yo, they're actually gonna kill Namor? Are they actually gonna kill him off in this movie? Are they not gonna keep him around? Thankfully they did. I was like, surely they're not actually gonna kill off Namor, right? Come on, he's like a big Marvel character. Surely you're not gonna kill him off now. So yeah, thankfully they didn't, and Namor will probably see more of him, whenever the fuck. One thing that actually also kind of surprised me that I actually kind of liked is that we actually get to see more of the new character that we've seen in some of the more recent MCU projects. The girl that's been a recruiting U.S. agent that was there that got Yelena, the picture of Clint for Hawkeye and the Black Widow end credit scene. Which, by the way, there's only one end credit scene. There's only the mid credit scene. This is probably the first time since like Phase 2 since we have an MCU that only had one post credit scene. So yeah, after the mid credit scene, guys, you guys can leave. I didn't mention this spoiler free, but I might as well just mention it here. But yeah, so I thought it was actually kind of cool that she got a lot more screen time in this movie, and we got to get a little bit more of her character, and we actually find out that she was actually once married to Everett Ross, which was interesting, man. I was actually kind of surprised to see that she, of all the characters in the MCU, was the one that was in this movie and actually ended up getting a decent amount of screen time. I was actually kind of surprised it was her. But yeah, I thought she was pretty good in the couple scenes we got in her, and I kind of liked her character, what they did with her, and expanding on her character, which I'm sure we'll get more of it in Thunderbolts whenever that comes out. Now, let's talk about the post-credit scene, where we find out that actually T'Challa and Okoye actually had a son named T'Challa. Literally, I don't know about y'all, but when I saw this scene, I couldn't help but laugh. Because I'm like, so Ryan Coogler is going to be recasting T'Challa in about 10 years. I was like, rejoice, Internet, you will get a new T'Challa in about 10 years. Honestly, I actually did thought. Honestly, in all seriousness, I did see this. I did think the scene was really well done, man, and I thought it was cool. And honestly, I hope we see more of this kid because I would like to see him be more of a presence in future Black Panther movies, and we see more of him until he eventually grows up, and of course becomes the next Black Panther. And T'Challa is once again back in the MCU. So, like I said, we probably won't get that in 10 years, though, but I also kind of hope we see more of this kid and we see him have more of a presence in future Black Panther projects. But that's just me. Honestly, I thought the scene was really well done, man. And yeah, man. And also, what shocked me, it also shocked me that they actually killed off Ramonda, and her death was really done, well done. It was shot well, directed well, edited well, and Latina's right performance, man, as her mom, as Nikoye, not Nikoye, it was Okoye. Okoye tries to revive her, man, bro. Her performance, this one was going off. It's like she was like, "Give me the goddamn Oscar." She was like, "I'm coming for it, man. I'm coming for that fucking award." Seriously, man, I hope she gets nominated for an Oscar and she ends up winning it for best actress, man. She's fucking incredible in this movie, man. Yeah. Also, I really dug Riri's suit in the movie. I thought the new suit the suit she got her looked really good, man. Also, we also see that another thing that also kind of surprised me was that Okoye gets like devoured from the Dora Milaje, and she ends up becoming civil. That scene was also really well done, especially when Ramonda just goes off on her about how she's lost her entire family, man. That which we saw in the trailer, man. That whole scene, I'm like, God damn, give this woman an Oscar for the love of God. Like I said, hopefully, I would prefer. My vote would go towards Elizabeth Olsen for Multiverse of Madness, but if she wins, you will hear no complaints from me. But I loved her performance, man. She was absolutely incredible, man. Is there anything else we can talk about? Oh yeah, the opening. So we find out that T'Challa dies from an unknown disease. Obviously, it's cancer. We ain't stupid. We know. I don't know why they didn't just call it cancer. Just like in the movie, like we all know Chadwick died of cancer. I guess maybe because he's a superhero or something. I just found that kind of weird. They didn't just straight up say he died of cancer when we all know that's what the disease is supposed to be. I don't know. Thought that was a little weird as well, but yeah. Like I said, the whole scene was incredible, man. I thought with how fast and frantic it is as Shori's trying to like put the shit together to make the antidote, the cure for cancer, but she ends up being too late, man. Her performance, like I said, was incredible, man. The scene where she actually builds the heart-shaped herb. Like I said, that was a scene that made me cry. That scene was fantastic. But when she actually takes the herb and she gets into the astral plane, we find out who she meets. It's Killmonger. And bro, I gotta say, I fucking loved Killmonger's hairstyles with the dreads, like the braids he got, man, dreads, whatever they were. Bro, that looks so badass on Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, bro, can we bring him back just so I get to see more of this? This look looks awesome on him, man. And I loved his outfit too when he's in the astral plane, chilling on the throne, man. Bro, actually, the interesting thing about this one, I saw a tweet from Geekdom 101 a couple days ago when he went to see Wakanda Forever and said, "Oh, I'm hoping for a Michael B. Jordan cameo." I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Michael B. Jordan, what? And then I don't know if it like leaked or anything, or maybe he saw spoilers or something, but yeah, he ends up getting a cameo in the movie. And I thought that was whole scene where they meet in the astral plane as Shuri tells him, like, I'm not like you. Beautifully done. The fire and everything looks absolutely incredible. Michael B. Jordan, man, bruh, his performance, once again, Killmonger is so bad, man. I honestly wish they didn't kill him off and they somehow managed to keep him around, man, because he was fucking awesome, man. I wish we got to see more of Killmonger, man. He's awesome in the movie. I loved him. I loved him in that one scene. Honestly, guys, what I suspected, what I envisioned what was going to happen with Shorty when she gets to the Central Plane, I honestly thought she was going to talk to T'Challa, but T'Challa would just be like a Black Panther, a legitimate Black Panther, and he would just sit there as Shorty talks to him. That's what I kind of envisioned the scene was going to be. I did not think we were going to get Killmonger back, but I thought that scene was really well done, man. I think that's about everything of the scenes I can think of. I feel like I feel like I've got it missing some other scenes, but yeah, those scenes in particular were really well done, man. I love the opening, like I said before, and overall I like Riri. Especially when she's like when Shorty's trying to get her over to Wakanda, and then Okoye comes in there telling like I can either bring you conscious or unconscious. Which the clip of it has already been released online by Marvel officially. That scene I thought was really well done, man. Like I said, loved Shorty's outfit, man. Also, Okoye looked pretty good too with that little suit jacket she was rocking with the sunglasses, man. Badass shit, man. And the whole action sequence with the cops when they're running from the policeman, that scene was awesome as well. Like I said, the directing and the action scenes in the movie are fucking incredible and definitely way better than the first movie, if you ask me, and me personally. But yeah, I think that's everything about Wakanda Forever. Hopefully, I didn't end up forgetting some major scenes. But yeah, that's about everything I got for you guys. The action was incredible. Namor, I thought, was a great villain, but although I thought Killmonger was a little bit better. And I'm hoping to God that Letitia Wright and Angela Bassett both get Oscars for this movie. We'll have to wait and see on that. Will Black Panther get anything? We'll have to wait and see on that, man. Hopefully, if it gets Best Picture, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome, although I would prefer the Batman. But hey, if it's not nominated, Wakanda Forever is, hey, that's what I'll be rooting for, man. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you guys today at Wakanda Forever. As always, leave your thoughts below in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you think is going to happen next with Black Panther and everything? And yeah, T'Challa's back. We will get a new T'Challa in 10 years. But yeah, man. Anyway, guys, that's where this video off. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on my social media if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.